All right. Hello, everybody. This is Darius Aria for Ancient Rome Live. We're here live in Rome. It's getting a little chilly. It's beginning to look a little like Christmas. And we are in the midst of our fundraising challenge grant. And Giving Tuesday was yesterday. We're continuing it right now. We're still in a 24-hour period trying to raise $5,000. We've already raised $4,000. So part of what we're doing today is to ask you to support our organization. You've seen our hundreds of videos that we offer for free, as well as our live seminars that we do twice a month. And at the same time, I'm going to familiarize you with the American Institute for Roman Culture that I direct. I've created Ancient Rome Live, and we want to bring you around a little bit into Rome. So where are we right now? We're in front of Santa Maria sopra Minerva. The facade has recently been cleaned. The church has recently been restored. Inside, there is, among other things, a statue of Michelangelo. But out front here, we can admire this lovely obelisk. And the obelisk is here because it once belonged to the Temple of Isis. And when we refer to the church behind it, sopra Minerva, above Minerva, this is in fact referring to that larger complex, which included a temple of Isis, it had a temple of Serapis, and of course, Minerva is part of that ensemble of temples. But what we do have here then is a Bernini elephant referring to and representing Alexander the Seventh. But what's on top is an obelisk, and that obelisk would have belonged then to the temple complex of Isis, last magnificently rebuilt by Domitian after the fire of 80 that devastated a lot of the campus marshes. So we really have a lot of incredible history here. And of course, we've got Renaissance Rome with the church, we got the Gothic Rome with the church, we've got a Baroque statue with the elephant. But we also have to remember everywhere we look, everywhere beneath our feet, is going to be ancient Rome. And right around the corner, of course, is the Pantheon. It's the best preserved temple from ancient times. So hi to everybody. If you're just joining us, this is Darius Aria, and I'm here live. We're here in ancient Rome. We have videos, we have educational seminars, we have travel courses, we have university programs. So there's so much that we're doing that we offer to you. Right now, in the month of December, I'm asking for your support to support our 501c3 educational nonprofit organization. If you want to make a contribution, you simply go to ancientromelive.org/support, and you can click on the button. The information's in the description, and you can make a contribution which is tax deductible. So you can donate once, you can donate monthly, you can donate annually, and right now we're really grateful for your support. Let's go over toward the Pantheon, because the Pantheon has gotten its fountain returned. It was one of many fountains that's been cleaned from this summer. The scaffolding was up, and now, bit by bit, the scaffolding is coming down. Why is the scaffolding coming up? Because we have the Jubileo year coming up, celebrating every 25 years, the Catholic Church in Rome celebrates Christianity. And so it's a chance for pilgrims to come to Rome. It's been going on since 1300. You can get your indulgences. You can see the Pope. And with that Jubileo year come the pilgrims, and also you get tourists. Pilgrims are tourists as well. And so the city cleans up a lot, and a lot of the major fountains are currently being restored, and the scaffolding is coming off one by one. So today, I'm going to take you to the front of the Pantheon, then we're going to go over to Piazza Navona, where we have our Christmas market. Just take a look here. Look at the back section here. Do you see this back section right here that I'm looking at? That big box in the back. I did a great video on the secret rooms of the Pantheon. Essentially, what it is that back room there supports a number of relieving arches that sustain the back of the rotunda that had a lot of structural cracks that really worried the engineers of the Pantheon when it was constructed in the Trajanic and Hadrianic periods. Let's go to the front. And what we're doing is we're walking to the front of the Pantheon, the best preserved temple of antiquity. Pantheon's now closed because it's after 6:30. Let's take a look at the monument here. Some conservation work is going off on the side. We can see in the past year or two, we have a wonderful illumination system put in. It's quite spectacular. We can admire from the front. But there is the star of the day. The star of the day is the fountain given back to the people of Rome, to the tourists. This is a magnificent fountain with an obelisk. Where the obelisk come from? You know the answer. It's from the Temple of Isis, just around the corner. So Ancient Rome Live, this is what Ancient Rome Live is. It's live lectures, it's on-site interaction, and of course, it's this great history. So that's what we offer. We are here, and we are rolling out a number of new videos. We went to a couple of live digs. We presented our own excavation in Foligno and Umbria, which is an excavation with a number of colleagues. That is a newly discovered amphitheater near Perugia in Umbria. And then, of course, we have countless videos on ancient Rome, in ancient Rome, and surrounding environments. So we ask, this is our fundraiser. We're asking your continued support or become a donor. Any amount is great. We're a 501c3, so it's important that we have ongoing contributions as well as new contributors to our organization that allows us to increase our video output and share with you all these incredible things, the secrets of Rome, the hidden spaces, the temporary exhibitions. We're going to be signing a couple of agreements, but essentially it's going to be much more interaction with the authorities in Campania, in Lazio, Ostia Antica, and then of course within Rome itself. So, the questions?
Do you have any videos of the Pantheon? What kind of videos do you have?
We have about 6 or 7 videos of the Pantheon. Well, I mean, there's lots. I mean, one of the videos I like, here, watch out, there's a car. One of the videos I like so much is not the video of this Pantheon, the third Pantheon on the site, but the first one, which was by Agrippa. It says right here that Marcus Agrippa, son of Lucius, made this in his third consulship. And that's referring to the original Pantheon made in the 20s BC in the reign of Augustus. So what we're looking at here is the third version. Obviously, the ground level was much lower in the time of Agrippa. Even the ground level in the time of Hadrian was much lower. So you didn't walk down into the Pantheon. You walked up a series of 8 steps that were last revealed in the 1990s, and actually flanking on either side of the steps are 2 fountains in antiquity. So we know so much more about the Pantheon than we can actually see today. One of the great things about the Pantheon, of course, and one of the things I love the most is these monolithic columns right here. Look how big these are. They're monsters. Yes, of course, there are bigger columns than the columns of the Pantheon, but what we have here is just, pristine preservation. Now, the porch never collapsed, but these 3 actually replacements, 1, 2, and 3. They're not fake, they're ancient. But when we start to see drawings of the Pantheon, we actually see there's a building inside the porch here, and it's the full height of the porch. So when it came time eventually, under the papacy, let's restore this to its pristine value. Let's make the Pantheon look the way it did in antiquity. They had to find 3 replacement columns, and so they did. 2 are from Rome, and the Basilica of Alexander Severus right here, and then 1 is from, I think, Castel Gandolfo, in the Palace of Domitian, if I'm not mistaken. So you really have an incredible history in the city of Rome when people, over the centuries, yes, they stripped it, Yes, they recycled the marble, but they also took care of a lot of the monuments. And if there's one thing that got taken care of to an extreme level, it was the Pantheon, and it is the best preserved temple from the Roman world.
Two questions. One,
Yes.
for a comment. These are stacked columns, not.
No, these are monolithic, which means each one is carved as a single block. And so what does that mean? It means that you have these as 50-ton shafts. They're brought from Egypt. They're shipped over through part of the Red Sea and then over into the Nile. There's a channel connecting to the Nile at the top of the Red Sea, first by the Persians, enlarged by Trajan, which you can see in part when you visit Cairo, silted over, and then over across the Mediterranean, up the Tiber, and here. So 50 tons is really impressive, but the original intention with 50-foot shafts would double the height because the diameter also increases. And diameter means you have more volume.
Una colonna non è originale, è vero?
Tre. 1, 2, and 3. Uno, due, tre. 3 columns are not original to the site. Okay, and keep in mind, even if we go off to the side here,
What type of marble are
they are granite columns from Mons Claudianus and Aswan. So I'm now down on the ancient level. Come down here. It's not necessarily a secret, but come down here and then turn around this way. Look where the people are walking and look where we're standing. So you peel away the entire pavement of the modern piazza, and you're going to get to the Hadrianic level here, and you walked up those stairs to go inside the Pantheon. So when they did during lockdown and COVID times, they found a section of the pavement. It would be the pavement about on this level. I should put up a video on that hole that was excavated in the middle of the in the pavement here. Questions? So, if you're just joining us, I'm Darius for Ancient Rome Live. We are a nonprofit. The organization is called the American Institute for Roman Culture. It is an American nonprofit. You can make a contribution at ancientromelive.org/support, and you can make a contribution via PayPal, unless you want to send a check directly to our home office in Naples, Florida. So you have a lot of opportunities. You can give stock, you can use your credit card, you can send a check. But we do need your support. I think we do an exceptional amount of work. We're here. We don't jettison in here, once a year on summer vacation. We're here day in and day out. Look at our Instagram feed. Look at us on Facebook. Look at us on Twitter and so forth. And yeah.
Is there any truth to the speculation that they had to use shorter columns because they had trouble getting longer ones to the site intact?
Yes, so basically the main proponent of the theory of what's going on with the columns, let's come outside, I'm going to show you. And as I walk, I'll talk. The deal is that if you come back here, we can see going away from the rotunda toward the porch, I'm going to show you a higher level pediment, which is considered to be the original pediment. Come on over here. And if we take a look, right over here. No, back up. Here. You see that you can see the tip of it right. So, right there. That's the beginning of the other pediment, which is fully intact. So it's 10 feet lower. So if you're shifting down the pediment to where it is today, you're basically saying, I don't have the 50-foot shafts. I have to deal with the 40-foot shafts, which are a lot easier to extract from the quarries and so on and so forth. There aren't that many temples with 50-foot shafts. There aren't that many temples with 60-foot shafts. So the idea is they didn't come. And this then means, as a result, look at that pediment size compared to the columns. It's a very heavy pediment. It's too big for the columns.
Qualcuno ha notato il simbolo del barbino di lape.
What's that?
Hanno notato sulla colonna il simbolo dei barberini lape.
Yeah, because there's been some restoration work done by the Barberini family. We'll come over this way. And There's a lot. I mean, there are a lot of details. There are a lot of details. Let's take a look. Let's go over here first. Let's go over and just admire this gorgeous fountain, uh, which was just restored and cleaned. So this thing was boarded up since July. Let's take a look at this. Let's zoom in on this. We haven't seen this in like 6 months. It's been a disaster. So let's admire. As usual, they scrub too hard, but you know, I'm not a conservator. Come over here, pivot over here, give them that quintessential shot of the fountain. Oh, how beautiful. And the Pantheon. So this is Clemens X does this, and he does it in the 1711 or so, adding to the glory of the piazza. It's quite extraordinary. And we're very appreciative of the fact that this is here for us to admire today. And actually, if I'm touching right here, this marble is, you know, I'm a little rusty here on my marbles, but I think it's Greco Scritto, and and basically it's ancient marble. So this is reused marble. This is not going to be imported in the Renaissance time. But what we can see here is beautiful crests of the Pope that funded it. We can see pristine looking, very legible obelisk. And of course, we have, I think very appropriately, things like dolphins. And of course, the dolphins we can associate with the great admiral of Augustus, and that is Agrippa. So it's beautiful, it's spectacular to see it. Don't worry though, it'll get dirty soon enough. But it is great to admire it on a day like today. Absolutely spectacular. What's that?
Does it erode the marble to clean it?
It does it what?
Does it erode the marble?
No. I better have good conservators doing the right job. Now, again, I'm not a conservator. I'm just an archaeologist, but I've worked around with enough conservators. So the idea is you're it's very manual labor when they're doing this, very manual labor, but it's also very delicate. I mean, you can just see very clearly the granules, you know, the actual crystals of the marble. I mean, it's just absolutely pristine. The trick is obviously not to clean it too much. That's always a danger. This is looking pretty clean. But, you know, the idea, anyways, is you're going to have to do it periodically. You're going to have to do it periodically because of environmental factors. Also, the water is hard unless they're filtering it, which they don't normally do. It means that you're going to have a lot of calcium in the water, and that leaves a residue. So you got a lot of different issues that you're going to have to take care of. It's beautiful.
Is the Pantheon your favorite building, and how many hours a day can you talk about it?
I could talk about the Pantheon for days and days. Absolutely. There's just so much to it. There's a huge, rich bibliography on the Pantheon, the Areopagus, the Basil Caracalla. So many great monuments. But the Pantheon is the one I guess you can say the most about, because it's intact, and then number two, it's just one of the most complex buildings they ever built. What's something you can compare it to? You don't look at other temples because no other temple is this well preserved of a concrete core structure, right? With the cupola and so forth. Rather, you look to the markets of Trajan, for example, for the complexities of the use of brick and concrete. So I want to remind you again, this is the month in which we do ask for your support. If you've just joined us, non importa se siete italiani o americani, canadese, it doesn't matter where you're from. If you'd like to support our organization, you can simply go to ancientromelive.org/support, and you can make a contribution. If you're in the States, you can send a check. You can give stock. I mean, you have lots of options. But what it's going to do is allow us to make more content, to increase the size of the editing team, and to give you more incredible stuff.
Hai visto le nuove scoperte archeologiche a San Casciano
Yeah, San Casciano, see, there's a great discovery ongoing. I did actually physically see the site. I actually did go to the exhibition when it was in the Quirinal Palace. We did a video on it, so you can check that out. We did a nice video on that. So what we do is go to places that are going to be uh, visible for a while. We did an we filmed two excavations on the Via Appia that get reburied. So our videos help tell the story for future generations. We go to exhibitions in Museo Nazionale Romano or in the Quirinale. We get special permission. We film them and we put it online. So we're doing a service and we're doing it in English. I think there's a lot of great work that's going on today in Italian, but it's in Italian. And our goal is to give a lot of information to English speakers. And I know you've got AI and better translations and so forth, but it's still not perfect just yet. So I appreciate it if you're looking today. Se guardate anche stasera in italiano, mi spiace che abbiamo tempo solo per fare in inglese, ma almeno ci sono le cose di YouTube, puoi vedere traduzione, eccetera, anche se non è ottimo. So we're happy that you can join us. We're happy you can walk around with us. We're happy to get to know our organization better. Go and sign up to our newsletter. The newsletter gives you free access to free lectures that are live, that we do a couple of times a month, and we have masterclass, and we have online courses. So we have a lot of opportunities in which you can participate in our organization.
Quanto manca per riportare alla luce completamente anche al teatro di Matera?
Teatro where?
Volterra.
Wait, what about the Teatro?
How long will it take?
Oh, my amphitheatro. Amphitheatro. Ah, l'anfiteatro in lo scavo che continua, c'era una, I don't know, anni, non so quanto sarà veramente. It's a big project. The Volterra, in fact, I need to go there and check out. I met some of the excavators. We did a presentation of our excavation from Foligno and Umbria in the Roman Forum this past fall, and we would like to actually see if we can do a video on the excavation of Volterra. I think that would help.
Two questions.
Yeah.
Do you have any videos on the Hecate Shrine in Lavina?
No.
Sorry if you already said this, but when were the fountains originally made?
Where were the what?
Were the fountains originally made? And was it from original marble?
This is ancient marble that's reused. That's an ancient obelisk that's reused, and from the Temple of Isis. And then over here, you see the crest, and it's the 1700s. This fountain. Thank you. No, it's fine. I think this is great. Thank you guys very much for joining us. We'll do this again in the month of December. Next time, I'll take you over to show you some of the Christmas trees from the Christmas market. Thank you very much for joining us. Ancient Rome Live needs your support. We thank you for your support. Thanks for joining us today. And we'll see more of Ancient Rome Live later this month in December. Thank you.